WesWes Show.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the EOTC, the Empty Out the Clip podcast, straight out of West Auckland. My name is Cams. I'm here with the brothers online and the comfort of our own home. Yush, Leti, what's up, boys?
What up?
Hi, Boos.
Good to see you.
Likewise, man.
Good to see you guys too. Just do some shout outs, man. Who wants to start?
Leti, you got a list there? Bit of a list.
Sweet. I was checking my sounds on. Yep. Yeah, man. My massive shout out goes to one of my my fellow work colleagues, man. The one who reversed into my truck last week. So yeah, shout outs to Penny Rose. She had her last day on shift with us yesterday. She's going back to the other shift. Shout out to my dog Nate, who's had condolences in his family. On his Kolua's side. Another shout out to the bro Ty, who's over here visiting with his family from Melbourne. He's going to be here for the next 11 days, so just in time for the KOB Jubilee, which is 60 years as a single-sex independent school out west. So it's the only all-boys state school that's Castle Boys High School. Celebrate their 60 years. And my last one's to my doko Nani, who's he's gone on a bit of an R&R at home. So shout outs to that guy. Caught up with him yesterday, just online. So I was supposed to go see him. So I'll probably have kongai with him tomorrow evening. Yeah, there's my shout outs.
Sure.
I guess just it's just been on my mind. I guess because of work, they haven't been doing too much else. But I guess just shout out to all the teachers and educators trying to people trying to make a difference and helping the kids. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, planning, and and not every teacher is perfect, but just like the students, they're trying their best, and just seeing it firsthand, it's pretty cool. I see a lot of teachers trying to learn, grow, trying to understand the kids, and they make mistakes, but I just see, they put a lot of time and effort into the craft and take a lot of stuff home, and I think it's pretty awesome. People trying to, the teachers trying to make a difference in these kids in the community. Yeah.
Sure, Yush.
Yeah.
So make shout out as usual to all the listeners out there to the WesWes Network podcast on all our podcasts. Go check out our Facebook page. The Empty Out the Clip Facebook page is a private page, so got to answer the 3 questions and then security let you in. It's your chance to get in there and post up some articles or comments, and we'll discuss it on the podcast. Sweet boys, let's get there. How was your week? You first, Yash, how was your week been?
Man, it's been pretty full on, like just the normal stuff there, like with the kids training, my own training, and work, and it's hard, like just trying to do the normal things there, like get up, get yourself ready, get the kids ready, drop them off, go to work, pick up or go to training. It's just the normal thing, kaele, like cook food, clean up. Just that normal grind is actually, it's tough, and then just trying to stay on top of it. So yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary at the moment with that sort of stuff. I guess just I guess with the girls, I'm just proud of them. Having a few talks, like don't waste my money and time. I guess that's and then like this morning, because last week's gymnastics. Mucking around, and I don't know if they understood me, but they did, because I said, don't waste me and Mum's time. Mum got you ready, and we get your clothes ready and all this stuff. We drive out here, and you're just mucking around, not listening to the teacher. And then like this morning we went, and they were good. They were trying hard, and that's all we wanted, was just them to try hard and listen. And so, and then they're like, you happy, Daddy? So that was pretty cool. Seeing that they actually remembered and tried a bit harder than usual. But nothing too much out of the usual, just a normal grind at the moment from me.
Yeah. You just remind me of, because I listened to Colin Cowherd's podcast, and he talked about giving his kids advice, and he was talking about like finances and that, and he was saying how he's trying to teach his kids to whatever you make, always spend less than that, because then you'll be restricted to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you ever like have to, if you overspend, at least you'll be used to that certain type of lifestyle on that level, sort of thing. And I took that in because I was thinking, man, I've been spending a lot lately.
yeah.
It may be too much in the past few weeks, but no, man, it's good to hear. Like, especially with fathers, like when you talk to them and then they say, "Oh, I gave my kid advice about this and that," you're sort of like, "Oh yeah, no, that's cool," because like it's all from life lessons, eh?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what happened to us in the past, and
Hard.
we bring it down to our kids.
Oh yeah, yeah. That just sort of sparked a couple of thoughts. Because I heard on a podcast this guy, when his nephews and their nieces have birthdays, he buys them some shares instead of getting them like a gift or something.
Oh,
And I thought that was a good idea. And so I just thought I heard that recently. So I just thought it was my younger daughter's birthday, third birthday. So I bought her some shares instead of getting her a gift. Because I jumped on Sharesies, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So anybody who's listening who actually knows, please know percentages. I'll be keen to reach out and like learn about it. I've been doing a little bit on there, and then you can create like a kids account, and then once they get to a certain age, you can hand it over. So yeah, I just put in some money for her. And then like the goal of what the guy was saying was like if they have some shares, then they might like look into it. It'll start that conversation, and then like start that like research. And because I don't know much about it, but out of all like the ways you can make money like that's like because the people do real estate and that doesn't really interest me. But when I've read about and listened to podcasts about shares and stocks and stuff like that, it sort of interests me more for some reason. I don't know why, but it just sparks an interest. So I'm keen to learn more about that. But yeah, just in terms of teaching the kids, it'll be cool if like can get them started. Because she's 3 and the other one's 4, turning 5. By the time they're 18, they've got a good 15 years of not much money, but what daddy can afford, just chucking it in there every birthday or Christmas instead of getting them like plastic toys that are gonna be a pain in the butt that you stand on in the middle of the night when you're going to take a leak or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know what you mean, man. Because
Blinkers.
I've looked into Shazy thing. I think it's a good thing to start because it's a small thing, eh? Like
Yeah,
it's not that expensive. Like you can throw in $5 a week or $5 a month or
yeah,
something like that. Eh? So starts off small. It's a good starting point, I think.
yeah.
That
Well,
that
I only
Shazy
know
thing.
one person, my cousin. Like, we catch up sometimes, and he's the only other guy I know, like personally, that's doing it. And so we chat, but he doesn't know either, and I don't know. So if any listeners out there that actually know, or even any past guests can, it'd be cool to connect and sort of pick their brain about it. Yeah,
Yeah. I
interested
know
in
what
that.
I do. What I've done
Oh, you
is
do it?
no, I'm not doing it. But
Yeah.
what I do at the moment, because I have 2 kids and they're 11 and 13 now.
Hmm.
I've been putting $10 in their bank accounts every week since they were born.
Oh, mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was something that I always wanted to do before they
Yep.
were born.
Yep.
And I said, "Oh yeah, we know it because by the time they're 21, I can just give them that that bank account that they've
Yep.
accumulated all those years since they were born. Like, I
Mean.
don't know. I'm not gonna tell you how much is in it now, but yeah, consistently putting $10 in the week since they
Yeah.
were the day they were born. Yeah,
Do
it's
you
pretty
get
cool.
tempted to have a little hey,
Nah, I don't. Nah, it's cool
nah.
because it's something that I wish I should have done
Yeah.
to myself. Like I should have I know I always wanted to create that account for my kids, right? And put $10 in every week.
Yep.
And then I should have put one account set aside for myself and put $10 for me as well a week.
Yeah.
Because but yeah, but it makes a difference, eh? Even if it's small, like $5 a week or $10 a week over
Yeah.
a period of time. Like if you do that for 10 years, man, you're gonna not regret it at the end of it, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, we started doing that like me and my siblings and just putting like what $10-15 each for like family things that pop up, because it sometimes just like thousands out of nowhere. And so we just got an account, and it's only been a recent thing, the last maybe 6 months or something.
Mhm.
And it's good, yeah. So I didn't even notice it, we just do automatic payment to my sister, and then I guess when something comes up, there's like some money in there, sort of thing,
Mm.
instead of like sort of like catching you off guard, and then you gotta, I don't know, scramble together, get some money together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Let's? Any thoughts about what we were just having a chat about?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing, man. I think it's also good to teach your kids to buy, like, invest in stuff. Like when I look at amongst my family, when I go to the beach, I'm sorted, and my kids love the beach. We seem to be the only family we go to the beach that has everything. And when we get to the beach, everyone's grabbing our stuff, But I've learned to take a bit more. Now that I've got the hold on up and running, it's like I'm looking for a trailer now. I want to be beach ready, like pull everything off the trailer,
Yeah.
Get the truck a bit of a rest. And now it's good, man, because the kids speak like that as well. Oh, even when they go shopping, they're like, "Oh, we don't need this. We already got that. Put that back. We can make do with this." So yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. I'm teaching them how to save and invest as well.
Oh yeah. Another thing on the kids sort of sparking off, remembering things was like recently, like I was saying, with like getting frustrated with my kids not really going hard with like some of the things I've been getting them into. Like last week, I sort of was like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna, because I sort of put like some of my stuff on hold because I was like, I'm just gonna invest into my kids, and sort of put some of my stuff on hold. But now I'm like, nah. I've seen other people, they do, like, they pursue their own dreams still, and like with the gym or whatever. Because I'm into the gym, obviously, I'm gonna start pursuing it again. And then like the kids are just around it. Like I got friends, like they're into netball and their kids just like go to the park, and their parents are not coaching them, but they're just around the ball and watching, and maybe they pass the ball here and they all. Their dad's a coach of rugby and they're just at the park all the time. You see like Ivan Cleary, and then Nathan Cleary, they're just at the park, or Steph Curry and his dad's coaching and stuff like that. So I'm like, I sort of changed my mindset instead of just putting them, like, I'm still gonna get them into sports and different things, but not push it so much, sort of like get them into sports, but still do my own stuff at the gym, and then just have them on the side and they can watch, and they might get curious and sort of just be around that environment. So yeah, that's sort of like a new mindset I've sort of switched lately, since I've putting them into things and not really appreciating it. So I'm like, all right, you guys want to muck around. We're not going to do as much. You're still going to do something because I need them to be active, but I'm going to pick up my stuff again. And you just be around, like on the side. Parents drag their kids around, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do that because it was just sort of, it was getting annoying, putting my stuff on hold, and and the little buggers, not getting into it. So yeah, I guess that's something that's been new for me, and sort of, so yeah, we'll see how that goes, I guess, over the next weeks and months, sort of thing. Yeah.
So interesting, eh? They're part of the learnings and part of the journey, eh? You go along and you think, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then things change, and then yeah, maybe it's better this way, and change it back, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, because of working in like schools for the last 4 years, like I see all these kids, man, like respectfully, like a lot of them are like Gumby and like weak, and like I was like, man, I can't have my kids be like this. So that's why I've been pushing so hard. Like even though they're only like 2 and 4, I'm like, I couldn't stand if they were like Gumby and like can't catch the ball properly and things like that. And so I'm
Tell me
like
about it,
pushing it,
cuz.
but I think I need to like still push it, but just relax a bit, still push it. But I was just like, we're trying to play volleyball, and we just can't get any like rallies going on, and like just like different things. Like kids can't kick a ball properly and things like that, catch a ball, and I'm like, man, I can't have this for my own kids, sort of thing. So that's sort of where it stemmed from. But I'm gonna chill a little bit, still push it, but not as much as before.
Sure, yes. You've been a busy man this week. How are you? Let's. How's your week been?
Week's been good, man. Grateful for the good people that pissed up Mirza Ave, man. I dropped the car in. Second phase of the mechanical failures from when I took it in to get the off. but I had the rear shocks replaced and one of the tie rod ends done. So that was a good deal, man. Like, yeah, they really sorted me out. I was just trying to find a panel beater now to replace the park light and the headlights. I had a go at it last week. I managed to get to like the indicator, but sort of the loom, the wiring loom, and the Holdens these days are like, I think you need like, see my hands like this, right? You need like a hand that's probably as wide as two of my fingers, because there's no way that I could take it into a garage and they'll be, willing to give it a go. Because the guy even said, bro, that's a mechanic's job. Like, that's not a mechanic's job. Take it to a panel beater. So I'm on the hunt for a panel beater, not a paint specialist, but an actual panel beater. But now I've been proactive, man. I've managed to finish my fence. Still got a few panels to go. Then I've got one side of the driveway to go. I've been looking at trying to get a gate done. Yeah. Dropped the girls off to the airport Thursday, so they flew out to Sydney. My niece's daughter's birthday is today. So shout outs to Stella and Nayana. But it's the first time my 14-year-old daughter Lauren's flown from here to Sydney. So I was a bit sad, because when your kids are ready to just go themselves. Because Kira was with her boyfriend, but I was like, she's the plus one. But it's like, man, I remember getting on a plane, and just going by myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I miss her. It's like, it's funny because she's the one who tests my patience at home, but I actually miss her. So yeah, I was just been trying to get her to message me and take heaps of video.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So that was a Prezi card upgraded to a flight to Sydney, and then a couple of $100 to get spending. So yeah, for some reason, the one that you yell at the most is the one you miss the most, I suppose. So that's what I was taking out of them leaving the house. But now it's been nice and quiet. Got to the two home births at home. They're easy, man. They just checking off each other while they're playing on their devices. They just say, "You're right. Yeah, I'm good. Sweet." I just check in on them when I'm doing my thing outside. But yeah, I'm trying to install a window while removing the garage door. So that's one of my tasks this weekend. If I can get it to builder's papers and doing the battens, I'll be happy. So,
Yeah, it's been good. I took the day off because it was my dad's unveiling. So we unveiled his headstone yesterday. Had some of the family there. We didn't have as many people. We didn't invite as many people as we did the funeral. It was just a small thing this time around. So it was a good day. It was like, man, but it was typical Auckland kind of weather, because it was raining and then it was hard out, sunny, no clouds in the sky. Yeah, but no, it was good. It was good. We did that, and we had the lunch at Swanson RSA. Have you guys been there? Have you guys got any? That'd be good for a food review. Actually, I should have the food review. Oh, the food was good, man. For buffet. I mean, it was good, like as in fresh. Like, I think it was the more of the freshness of it. That yeah, that was good. At the Swanson RSA
Oh, okay. Yeah.
on Swanson Road.
Yeah, I've been there once. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Mm.
It's, with Fia's work buddies. Yeah, it was pretty good. Good feed.
So yeah, there and just watching the sports. I've been planning my Rugby World Cup because I know the games are early morning games. Like I know we'll talk about this next, but yeah, man, just trying to sort out how to watch my games live because I'll be following the Manu for first and All Blacks second. Or maybe All Blacks fourth because after Samoa I'll be following Fiji and Tonga. So so we'll get into that first day, the Rugby World Cup. How has you guys been? Have you guys been following any of the games and whatnot?
I've been to be honest, I've been more only because it's like playoff time, more on the league. But yeah, I have been following a little bit, but more like the highlights and watching the news. Like the rugby shows and stuff like that. Because it's long, like and to watch every game sort of thing. But yeah, it's still always keep an eye on it. It's an exciting time, every 4 years. So keep up to date as much as I can. But yeah, I'm no expert on it. The coverage I've been watching.
Just like I said before, I've been trying to plan my World Cup rugby watchers, and I was thinking, like, you know what? It's either in the comfort of my own home or go out to a pub in the city to watch the games. And I was going down the schedule. It'll be good to go out if you were ever going to plan to go out to town with the boys to watch any of the games. Like, these games are overnight too, so they'll probably start at 1 a.m. in the morning, and the last game will be at 7 a.m. in the morning. So you want to get there like on a Saturday night. So I just want to get your guys' predictions on these games. Samoa versus Chile first. How do you think that one's going to go?
I think Chile played more better at soccer on different sports. I think that's. I've never even heard of a Chile rugby team until this thing, so I don't think that one would be too much of a too much of a game. That one.
Yeah. How about you, Let's?
That's a real bias. Predicament there, because man. But then again, look what happened to Spain. Look what happened to Spain and Samoa in the sevens a couple of years ago, man. Here was us like thinking automatic. This is our World Cup, and then, bro, Spain pulled the bloody tries out of their mully and ended up putting Samoa into another race for a World Cup position. So I reckon Christian Little Funnels got it on lock, bro. Anywhere on the park, man, is there a chance to take the points, bro? It'll just be cooking practice for him. I don't know about the forward pack though. I think they need to show more mongrel. There's no point being Samoan and there's no Henry Tuilangis in the team, you know what I mean? I think that's what they're probably missing. I think Lord Tour's a too nice a guy to sort of like take the position, but I think if someone plays like Henry did World Cup that there were three of them playing, I think Samoa's got a better chance to not sort of lie down, because you need the big game players to sort of step up, I mean, if Sapong's on the bench, Christian's got to sort of like say, Lala, mate, this is my jersey, Whereas we were automatically thinking here, since watching Saponga play his first game, that, bro, that guy's the man. Like, at the moment, he'd be our starting 10.
Sapong was coming off the bench, and there was a question posed on the Counter podcast with those boys. Like, so Samuel's first matches with Chile. Do you think they should put on their B team against Chile?
I personally think they shouldn't. They should play their best, like their strength, if they were playing South Africa. You don't want to be sort of like just wait for the next game, because that's where the chemistry. It's about chemistry at the World Cups. I think the All Blacks were exposed their last game. That's ugly, eh? That's sort of like showing the cracks already. But they've got enough talent on their bench to play a third strength team like the All Blacks. Whereas the Manu, they probably don't have that, because they're playing a few guys out of position as well. From the team list that I saw. Yeah, I just don't think they got a like well mongreled forward pack, eh? Like, I've been pretty good with my picks, talking about Nepalolala and the ABs. Yeah, but I don't think we pose threats in the Lucy's. But I think, if someone grows another 2 feet taller and some biceps like Henry Tuolangi, bro, anything could happen at this World Cup. But I wouldn't play my B team or my C team. I'd play my strongest team, and if we're ahead at halftime, and then pull them off. Yeah.
How about you, Yash? Because you've been a coach, and in Samoa's pool, they've got the top 2 nations, Argentina and England, still to come. Their first match is up with Chile, so to me, I see it as a practice game before they meet the top tier England and Argentina. But would you play their B team for this first game, or their A team?
Yeah, I agree with Let's in a way that you should always play your best team, for the chemistry and the gelling and all that sort of stuff. I think that is a big thing. But I can sort of see how they do play some other guys, because, when you have the team announcement, like, you got, I don't know how many in the squad, but they pick the squad, and then so all the families like, yeah, everyone's happy, cheering and all that. And so to go to the World Cup and then they don't play, you play your best team every game. I know it's not about participation, it's about winning and success and stuff like that, but I don't know, these days it's a bit different. There is a little bit about participation in a way, like, say everybody's traveled there, This is probably the easier game of the lot, and they want to come back to their families wherever they are and be like, have their jersey and gear that they can give out and say that they played and represent the Manu. So I can see this is probably the only game that they could play as the B team or some a bunch of B team players. So yeah, I probably would, just because but you want to win, so it's a tough one. But I would back the guys to be able to beat Chile. And play them, give it a run, and then because they might not play in the next 2 games, but they can still feel, because if you go there and you don't play, and you don't feel like you're a part of it, and you get a bit bitter, and then you sort of you're having your feeds together and all these different things, and you don't feel like you're really a part of the team in a way. So I think this would be a part of making everybody feel inclusive and tell stories of in years to come that they represented at the World Cup.
Nice. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, we got Ireland versus Tonga. And this will be Tonga's first head out in the World Cup against a very strong Ireland team. They're one of the favourites to win the whole thing. I'll start with you, Let's. Where do you think this game will go in terms of Tonga winning this game?
Who did you see the team list of their midfield? Tonga's.
I know Fikito's
Fikito. Are they starting with what's his name? Peter Aki and Fikito.
Yep, he's in too. Yep.
That's the thing, because these guys play Northern Hemisphere rugby, so I think that's going to be a good test for Ireland. To be honest, I don't see the score blowing out. To be honest, I think because Tonga's fresh, that's gonna put might put a stalemate on the Ireland forward pack, because the Tongans got good Lucies. They've got mongrel Lucies that can step up. I think they're a bit more more concrete with their starting team. And I think they will lack what they normally do every other World Cup, is they halves. They fly half and first 5. I reckon it'll be a close game. I'm calling it 13-0. Give it a league score. But I reckon it's gonna come down to penalties. There'll be a couple of drop goals and a penalty. It's gonna just close Tonga up. But in saying that, if Tonga win, then I won't go work on Monday, Tuesday.
How about you, Yush? Where do you see this game going?
I think with Ireland, they play a lot together. I think the Tongan team just need more time together, and I don't think they'll be ready at this stage. I mean, there's always a chance of a upset, but I think with Ireland playing so many international games, I think their combinations and systems and processes they have in place will be able to get them over the line. I think Tonga will be able to do some brilliant stuff, but just for the full 80, I don't know if they can pull that off. So I'm back in Ireland, and also just put it out there, I think Ireland's going to win the World Cup. I'm not going for them, but that's just my prediction. I feel there's going to be a new World Cup winner. Heard it here first on Empty Out the Clip. So Ireland. I think they're going to go undefeated, and just their defense. And I think their tactics with their, I think they'll be able to grind out teams.
So on Monday morning, 3:45 a.m., we got another big game. We got Fiji versus Australia. Now, this is turning out to be one of the games, I think. I went on the WesWes Network Instagram page and put up a poll, a World Rugby Cup poll about this week's games. These particular matches we talked about just right now, actually, and I asked the followers who they think would be the game of the week. Now, I chose this game to be the game of the week: Fiji versus Australia. Just in terms of how strong Fiji is coming into the World Cup and how they beat. Who did they beat? They beat England, eh? They beat England in the warm-ups. They looked pretty strong. They looked pretty good against Wales. They almost got over the hump with Wales. They fell short. So they look like pretty strong team to make an upset in this World Cup. And with the troubles Australia have been facing leading up to the World Cup. Looks like this might be an upset. It could be an upset, but we'll have to wait and see. But how do you guys see this game? Do you guys think this is going to be upset? Do you guys think that this game is, like me, think this is the game of the round?
Yeah, I think depending on the grounds, if it's hard on the foot, I think the Fijians could pull the upset of the round. I know it'll probably be weighing heavy on some of them, but that lost and that could have been a win when Semi Trailer drops the ball. But yeah, if there's a game where the conditions are dry, where we running style footy, I mean the Fijians play that sort of way in the wet anyways. Just be add to their to their playing style. Because a lot of you saw in the Super Rugby that the team struggled when they went to Fiji. They couldn't handle the heat. But if it's wet underfoot, it'll be a different game. But they'll still throw the ball around. Yeah, they might have them out wide. That'd be their strength, is going wide, not trying to cross it up the middle. Even though they have been playing, like you said in their warm up game, they were playing pretty direct and put Wales under the pump. But yeah, I think be a close game, man.
So he got to win.
I'm gonna say Fiji by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiji by 3, man. I think will come down because I mean they got a good first 5, bro. He's a legit kicker, so he can kick them. It's whether he gets his first one though, because it's shown that when he did play in one of Pasifika, it's like he misses the first one, then he doesn't have a good one. But when he kicks the first one ever, then they just go over like nothing.
How are you, Yush? How are you looking at?
Yeah, I picked it as the game of the round as well. I think with Fiji having that Drua team and the Super, and a lot of guys play in other Super Rugby teams all around the world. I think Fiji, to me, in my opinion, is the strongest of the Pacific nations, just with the amount of guys that are playing together consistently. And I think they'll probably in my opinion, do the best out of the Pacific nations in this comp. I think they I think they can beat Aussie. The Aussie just doesn't have that same thing. They can win. You can never count them out, and Eddie Jones is a great coach. You can get them up, but they just don't have that same aura as a team. And then like the players as well, like no one is world class like they once had before. Like they don't have like Tim Horrons, the Gregans, guys that are Morlocks, really Morlock. Just the names aren't at that level, but they can still win. But I think Fiji will win. I don't know. We're chucking out numbers, but probably by 10. Probably by 10. Yeah.
Upset of the round. Yep, looking like it's gonna be upset of the round. But I want to go for Wallabies, man. I think they're being under the pump coming into this World Cup, man, and they had a good win against Georgia. They expected to win that game, but I think it will be a good warm up game for them. And coming into the Fiji game, they would be up for that game. So I'm thinking that the Wallabies will pull through. But now, man, that's the World Cup, man. I'm just excited, eh? Me myself, I'm a rugby union guy, so I think this World Cup is real competitive. It's probably the most competitive World Cup we've had for a while. Since the Northern Hemisphere teams have been strong now, and it's kind of cool for the competition, And but I don't know, because some of these refs, man, and some of these calls. That's one thing I don't agree with, man. Some of these calls and the whole the red card, the yellow card, the rules around that in the World Cup. To me, when I think about the NRL and rugby league and how they structure their head knocks and their sent offs in there, I think they've got the rules right. But I don't know. But
I got a question about the Rugby World Cup. I guess the New Zealand specifically, like we're at work talking, a few of the guys talking about World Cup and the rugby, and one of the guys sort of mentioned like the All Blacks they're not more talented than the other teams anymore. They're not, they don't have that same aura. And I was like, nah, don't say that. And then I was like, How's our because I wasn't sure. How's our under 21s and 23s been going in the World Cup? And they're like, nah, they lost in the semi-finals. And it sort of got me thinking because I was like, well, if they're losing then, because how you go in your 21s and 23s is sort of a little bit of a look into the future of how we're going to be, in the main, the main teams. And I was like, oh man, so it made me ponder, like, are we more talented? Are we, than other teams? And so, yeah, what are your opinions on that? Are we more than before, or is everyone caught up? Is it an equal playing field now?
I think you know what I think we are more talented, but the rules keep us down. I think the rules are keeping us down, and you can see that. I think with for me anyway, it's the Southern Hemisphere style of rugby versus the Northern Hemisphere style of rugby. When you look at all the recent World Cups, that Northern Hemisphere style of rugby is where they put the rules around, and you can see that with all the calls in that, and I think our talent gets shut down because we don't play that sort of style of rugby. We don't play that slow ball, forward oriented style of rugby.
Yeah.
They do play up north, and that's what those guys are used to. If you compare the Super Rugby comp to the comps they have up north, you can see the Super Rugby comp is more exciting. We throw the ball around. We play with speed. I think it is that. I think it's the style versus style thing in the Rugby World Cup. The rules around it are geared more towards that Northern Hemisphere style. So it's hard for the Southern Hemisphere style to adjust to that every time World Cup.
Yeah, but do you
comes
think
up.
like we have to adjust, like maybe play that style at times and just grind it out and kick goals and penalties and things like that. But we always keep trying to play that expansive style and use the ball. But I don't know if sometimes maybe that's not the way to go. If the ref's refereeing a certain way, it's the ball's wet. I feel like sometimes we keep trying to push our style, which is the best, I believe. I love watching that. But sometimes it's, you got to go off the ref and the conditions. I don't know. Sorry, what's your thing on the talent? What's your take?
But wait, but that's the problem. We can't. Our style is shut down because of the rules around the Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere style.
Oh yeah, but I was getting that we keep trying to play our style, but maybe we have to
So
play
we're forced
into
to
that.
adjust.
We have to, not,
Yeah.
like, oh shit, we can't play our style. But it was like, all right, let's just roll up our sleeves and do what we're gonna do, type of thing, and win that type of way.
And that's what you're seeing right now. We have to adjust. We have to change our style.
Yeah,
We have to change our style now. And we
Yeah.
and the years in between the World Cups, we're safe to come back home and play our own style of
Yeah.
our own brand of rugby because it is fast, and that's the style that we want to see. And then because we're so used to it that we have to adjust again. It's hard to
That's
transition.
the entertainment factor you're talking about, Alchems. That's what makes the entertainment of watching Super Rugby different from watching boring Northern Hemisphere rugby. If you're just talking about like the Six Nations and that. But like I said this on pods early before, man, the thing that's going to be the difference at this World Cup will be the way the reffing is. It's different if you got a Northern Hemisphere reffing team from like the Sansa or Australia, the Anzacs, playing up there. It's even worse when you playing like if you're like the Tongans or the Fijians playing up there because their rugby is running rugby, and the referees that ref down here sort of ref a different style, and that's shown with how the Fijian and Wales game turned out. But I think the difference with the football that we play down here is expensive, but it ain't Northern Hemisphere. It's if there's a penalty, we're more likely to kick for yardage instead of to take the goals. Instead of grinding it away at like trying to get over the advantage line, they're more. It's like a game of chess, man. They're more likely to set up to have a long range shot at goal, or if not, take it in the pocket and go for the shot. It's like watching a slowed version of Golden Point. That's the way I look at it.
Well,
It's
good
like
example is the All Blacks France game. Like off the bat, when that game started, we scored the try in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, bro.
We were playing our style, but then over time, France just grinded and won the game in the end because they were playing their own style.
Yeah, and that's it, bro.
Yeah.
But in terms of like whether the world has caught up, I just think that we play a different style and a different entertainment, and it's almost like we're playing two more entertainment than more for the win. You know, I don't think New Zealanders are too proud of winning games by 3 points. It shows that even like when we do win by 3 points, it's still not good enough for us as the public, you know? Because that's all taxpayer money, you know? We're too much people like, hey, we pay a lot of tax, man, and we want to be winning games by like 3 or 4 tries. We don't want like a bonus point, like, you know, we want to see like wins, convincing wins. I think that's how the New Zealand public is.
Yeah.
It reminds me of affirmative action and political correctness, the PC stuff. Because like if you're behind and you want to catch up, you need to change the rules so you can catch up.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys reckon we are more talented? It's just more of a reffing thing, and the style.
Also, it's no secret, man. No secret. You can take a guy that comes straight out of like provincial rugby, right, from here, and it's shown, man. They go over to the UK, they become a resident, and now they're playing for Ireland. The Kiwi boys that were struggling to get super contracts here, one of them's playing on the wing for Ireland. He struggled here, but he went straight over there and made the international team. Even like the guys that played for Japan over the years. Like the only probably territory that we haven't probably cracked it in that are Kiwis is probably South Africa. But otherwise, all our talent that's homegrown here goes over.
I would like to see a World Cup where, say an alternative World Cup, it's Super Rugby style. And see what happens. Super Rugby
straight up
refs to ref and see what happens.
Yeah, that would be probably the most running entertainment rugby you'd ever see, man. It'd be like how the South Africans were probably in the late or early 2000s. That running style, smash it, and we saw the height of the South Africans when they first brought into playing Super Rugby. The height difference, you know. We only saw
at the same time, it's not the refs that conduct the game, right? I mean, they conduct the game so much, but then it's just the playing style as well, you know. We can't come with our style, player style, against a different style and see.
Yeah. I think you can't win just off. No, it's obviously. I mean, it's obvious now actually that you can't just win off the talent and that, because like even in the basketball, you know, you see the Dream Team or the USA team losing now because like all the other teams, like you have to have so many more things in place now. Like you have to play together. You can win off skills. You don't have to have all the talent, you know, like because they're obviously the most athletic type thing. But you know, you see the European teams. I guess it's equivalent in terms of the Northern Hemisphere teams in rugby. They're beating the Dream Team now and USA team because of their skills, their cohesion, and their teamwork and all that sort of stuff. So they can win different ways as opposed to just athleticism and they have great skills too, but just a different style. They can win a different way.
Yeah, that's actually a good comparison because international rules in basketball are different to the NBA rules as well. So Americans have to adjust when they come into the international game. The world has caught up in terms of skill in that. So it's pretty much the same thing, eh? It's style versus style. I think the rules play a part, but not the whole story. It's because they don't dictate how the game goes 100%.
Yeah, and they play differently. Like they play a little bit tougher. They play a little bit more unselfishly. You know what I mean? Like they're all right with setting like screens and grabbing boards and things like that. They play a different way. They really play for their country. Like, and they seem like tighter because I think they play. I don't understand, but I heard that they play together more, like in the European Championships and stuff like that. So, I guess they have a little bit of an advantage in terms of having more games against the Europeans and stuff. So then when they play world champs, they got a bit more like a team. But it's an interesting comparison. But everybody's getting better, in all the sports.
Yeah. So, boys, speaking of all other sports, let's go into the NRL and Rugby League. So the Waz, go to Waz. The Waz are playing in just under we're under 40 minutes away to watch the game. The Waz and Newcastle Knights. Now, Yush, you're from the area, Newcastle area. Who are you going to support? Who are you supporting? Hometown or the Waz?
It's tough, yeah, because I love Newcastle, but I actually love Newcastle more than the Wires, but I just like to see the Wires win only because they've never won one before. We've won 2 in Newcastle, so we won in '97 and
Ooh.
2001. We would just want the Warriors to taste it, taste that
the glory.
success, and just drink from that cup, man, and enjoy it. So I'd love to see the Warriors bring it home. Just man, it's just so good for the city, like we had like a parade and. It was just such a special time. It would be good to see Auckland have that same sort of thing. Yeah.
Was that 07?
Yeah, 97. Yeah, 97.
Oh,
And then,
97.
2001 as well.
Who was playing then?
It was Matty Johns was there at that time. Darren Albert. What's his name? Robbie O'Davis.
Davis. Yeah.
Yeah, the fullback Robbie O'Davis. And what's the big fella, the main guy, the chief Paul Harrigan.
Harrigan.
Yeah, they're all they're mainly like local guys, you know what I mean? Just tough local guys. So old Matt Gidley. So Mark Hughes. So a lot of guys. And then in the 2001, they had one guy that was a key player that they bought was Ben Kennedy. Remember him from the Raiders?
Yeah,
he was the man. He was the man.
Yeah, that's right.
He had a blinder in the final. Beat the Eels actually. Sorry, I don't know if you remember that. We had a big start, and then the Eels caught up, but it was too late. But that was enough. That wasn't as good because the game was in Sydney, and then even though the other one was, it was just like it was too far away. You know what I mean? Like by the time they get back home, it's like party's over, sort of thing. But it was still good, but not as big as the '97 one. I think because Matty Johns was there as well, the brothers. It was more special, I think, that championship. But I'd love to see the Wires get up and win the whole thing. I don't know if it's tough. It's a tough one. I think the Panthers and who's the Broncos? They're sort of the two favorites. But it's always possible. We've seen it in the basketball, even recently with the league. Cronulla won a few years back. It was always cool to see like a new champion. It'd be cool to see the Warriors be a champion for once.
We've seen this game going, Alex. The Wires and the Knights.
Before Yash said that, I was going for her Knights. Because, and I'm gonna say it. I want to say this though. But I think Ponga at the moment is showing why he still deserves to play State of Warrior. It's just good to see him playing out of his skin. I think was it when they played and he had the last game at Newcastle and he had the head knock, and he went off. What did that would be round 11, I think. And we were saying then, bro, if these guys get on a winning streak and he's back to full strength, bro, they're gonna be finals footy contenders, man. You can rewind the tape, man. We said it back then. But bro. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the Wires might do the upset. But I don't know, because bro, it's here. It's different when you got a crowd. There's I've heard from like out of 10 guys, I've probably heard at least nine and a half of them say it's a tough playing down at in Auckland. But I don't know, bro. If the game actually at Eden Park, because it's a different take,
No, it's a Go Stadium.
Yeah,
it's a Go Stadium.
I don't know, bro. Because I've heard like from everyone that like every interview that I hear when they talk about Mount Smart, or like it's like, oh man, it's a tough place to play, man. Just the crowd's different, Crowd's different. So I don't know whether like how many guys have microphone voices that go to the games, or whether that's just the Warriors supporters, But a lot of people say it's a tough place to play when the Warriors are on heat, man. So but I want to back the Wires and say the Wires by 4, bro. And Kalen Ponga will prove why he's the best 6 and 7 for Queensland at the moment. And but even if they don't get the result, I reckon Newcastle will go all the way.
Nice.
Just throwing it out there, bro.
You touched on it before, Let's about the NRL being a better product, and it has been, especially since the Rugby League World Cup last year. and what
Yeah, bro.
Samoa have done, in that World Cup, and it just spilled over to the NRL this season. And man, the games in the NRL all season have been, even the close games have been dramatic, and man, just exciting to watch, compared to what we saw in the Super Rugby. The Super Rugby was down.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, the Rugby World Cup has put rugby union on the map again a little bit, because today I tried to watch the Waikato versus Auckland game. I couldn't even last half the first half, man. It was like boring as, man. It was like, fuck. I can't believe, man, because I
watching the
watch...
women is better. Honestly, I'm telling you, watching the women is freaking way better. You watch the men's, you're like, God for your life. That's why I turn that off, eh?
But
I
you know
know
what
you're talking about, those.
But you know what I mean? The worst, it's the Auckland home game, but they're not playing it in Park. They're playing it at Bell Park, right? And because it's not a proper, like, sort of, public stadium and all that, the camera angles are funny, because the cameras on different places now, and you don't get the same angles you do as Eden Park and Go Stadium, like in the proper football stadium, So it's kind of like it looks like a handheld camera kind of game,
Like back in the
May
day.
as well be, And man, and you see, there's no one understands. There's no one watching.
Yeah.
I was like, you're just watching the game. I'm like, oh man, fuck. It just puts me off, man. I'm like, oh, even though Waikato was winning 17, I think 7 when I turned it on, but man, I couldn't even last till the half time, man. I just turned it off. I watched I switched over to watch episode 2 of RWC on Ireland, because I spoke about that show last episode. And I was saying how Gaia was, but
the NPC need to step up their game, Moose. If anyone that's listening that's got friends that work in the NPC in Auckland, the New Zealand Rugby Union scene, man, need to rewind our footage, man. We need to invest in NPC, bro, make it what it was, because Super Rugby this year was ugly.
Yeah, man.
But you're right, Moose.
I know.
I understand that stress, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to say episode 2 of RWC on Ireland is much better. I think because they got Kevin Mialamu on and Civil Reese on. And it's much better episode. So thank you Sky Sports for doing that.
I watched the second half of that show, and I mainly like Tuilangi, because he was like more honest. He was good. Yeah, he's good, man. Like Severis and I like them, but I feel like they're too nice.
Yeah,
I like Finn because he says what he wants. And
Oscar's
good, but you can sort of see he doesn't really know rugby. You know what I mean? Like he's sort of just reading off the thing, but he doesn't seem like he's a real fan.
Yeah.
But I think they need like a little bit of controversial guys. A little bit. I like Tuilangi because he was just real. Not trying to watch what you say too much. Like like Sonny Bill, he just says what he wants. People like that. Yeah, I think he'd be better. Like
I think I know you're talking about that deserves their jobs. Gummo, Paul Kent. Paul Kent should go and work on the show.
Nah, but like an Islander, obviously.
He's straight
it's an Islander show.
Yeah. But he'll be good on that show. I'd watch that if Paul Kent was the host.
But I've said this over and over again, man, because I'm a fan of American sports and I watch these American shows, man. And I think we need to be more like that. We need to have debates on these shows.
Yeah.
NRL 360 does a good job of having these debates.
Yeah.
And they have a good mix. They've got ex-players there, and they've got journalists as well.
Yeah.
And I think journalists are the key, because they're the ones with a perspective that the player doesn't have.
Yeah.
And they've got an opinion, and they want to push their opinion, and they want another opinion to make them think otherwise. And that's what the viewers need too. I think when it comes to Sky Sports and their sports shows on TV, the talk shows like the Breakdown or anything, they have to take a leaf out of American sports or NRL 360 and have more engagement in terms of more ideas, opinions to be debated.
Yeah, I like the guys a little bit different. Like, they're not all the same. Like Carlton, I like him. He's just chatting to the guys, like he's one of the boys. I like guys like that. And, they add their own little bit of spice and flavor. I don't know where Ali Williams went, but he's a bit of a larrikin, you know, like guys like that. They like different. They like totally different, and I think but Tuilangi, I think he was the man on the show.
Yeah. It
And
was actually good this episode.
Yeah. I didn't see this first one, so I don't know. Yeah.
I think Tuilangi
you
must
should watch the
have
first
heard.
one because you'll have a good laugh.
Alessandro must have watched our last week's episode also, and then he goes, Kilo, Oliver, I'm just smoking me, man. Can't talk about me on the show.
Oh, okay, all right.
Change it up.
You got a bit of feedback? I got you. Yeah.
Oh, sweet boys. Just looking at, just conscious of the time, because it's like 5:32, and the Warriors play at 6, so we haven't got long. So, shall we go to one of our segments? You had a food review for us, Alex.
Yeah, man. So yesterday was a Friday. So Friday morning, man. Yeah, because my wife, she's been putting in the hours, man. She's clocking up the 40-hour weeks in 4 days. And yesterday was a day off, man. And she was like, "Feel like bakery, babe." And I was like, just high on, just finished work. I had to take the Holden into the workshop, and I was like, "Man, I'm really lavar right now. I'll just have a coffee." And she said, "Actually, no, we'll go out to lunchroom." So if you don't know where lunchroom is, bro, it's a bakery on. It's probably like 2 minutes walk, or maybe 5 minutes walk from Go Stadium, man. It was packed. This place was packed, and the saddest part about this place is that the parking is straight aikalo, man. Honestly, they got the worstest parking because it's like literally on I think it's what's the street? I think it's Great South, but it's just scary trying to get a park there, man, because they don't have, you can come in from different directions, but the parks are straight on. They're not on an angle like going the way that the road is, and it's right opposite our intersection, bro. So it's like a accident waiting to happen. But this bakery, Solly. So my wife went in and bought a pork belly pie.
Ooh,
but when you go in there and you order pork belly, right? It's like restaurant pork belly price as well, the Goldwater price. So if you're going there with only $20, you might as well just tell your mate in the car, "I'm sorry, I already had enough to buy me something to eat." But yeah, man, my wife walked in. She walked out with about 9 pies. 9 pies, and bro, they're about $10, $11 each. But I can tell you right now, man, their corned beef pie, straight up, was head to head with the potato tops out west, bro. It's like, oh man, don't make me choose. It's one of those ones. It's like watching, like for an All Blacks fan and someone who wants to support the tour, it's like that. Which game should I watch? Like World Cup final or the Tour Samoa final? That's how good their corned beef pie is, man. It's so nice, man. From start to finish, that pie, if someone wastes it, you know how like kids eat chicken nibbles and they leave all the meat on the pie? If someone wants to do that with their corned beef pie, you just give them a blood nose. But I swear to God, man, anyone that gets a chance to go have a lunchroom corned beef pie is the bee's knees, man. Like I was Lelava, but because she's going, and she got the last one. That versus the pork belly pie. Oh, my wife was saying, "Oh, it's not worth the drive," but this is worth the drive, man. We drove I think it took us 25 minutes on the motorway. So we went 25 minutes from Te to Onehunga to get these pies, and they corned beef pies. The bee's knees, man. It's put it on the rating, bro. It's a 5.5 out of 5. Is it worth the gas? Hell yeah. Is it worth the gas? Hell yeah. Even if you're on E, just tell yourself, don't worry. Jesus, take the wheel. We'll get there and back. Because man, we bought 9 pies and I think maybe 2 pastry, 2 desserts. But yeah, it's worth it, man. When we got home, bro, wife smashed 2 of those pies. I haven't touched it. Mine's still in the fridge because I was thinking, man, I might have it after the Warriors game or something, celebration feed like that. But yeah, man, anyone, lunchroom is your go, man. If you're looking for a decent steak and cheese and their corned beef pie. But yeah, I couldn't sell that anymore, man. Bro, every time I've had it, now I've had it 4 times. But the drive is worth it, bro. It's ticking all the boxes, ales. So yeah,
nice.
If we win on Monday, go celebrate and go get you a corned beef pie from lunchroom.
Nice one. All right. Next segment we'll do is how far we've come. You guys had the UFC chat and how far we've come.
Which one? The
UFC.
oh, is that with Israel and his crew?
Yeah, just that last UFC card that was on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I watched about 4 fights, 4 5, and then because I booked it on to get a haircut, but it was pretty cool, man. Because I listened to some I think it was an Aussie podcast or something. I can't remember, but they were saying how they were trying to go to the fight night, and it was hard. Like the tickets sold out in minutes, type of thing. And so it's pretty cool having it in Sydney. And I guess with Izzy having hit, being the main card, and then like it's cool that they could get all the local guys there, all the Aussie and Kiwi Samoans and fighters and that. So make the most of it while they're here, and then showcase all the fighters and the talent. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I watched maybe 3/4 of it all, but yeah, but I thought it was pretty cool. We got to see to see some more cards in Aussie or New Zealand. Yeah.
Because one thing I got out of it, there was 4 cards with Samoans. They're fighting sides of Whip, Tuivasa, Carlos Oberg, Justin Tuffler, and who lost? It was we got 3 out of 3 out of 4, right?
3 out of 4.
3 out
Yeah, I
of
think
4.
so. Yeah.
But I think the achievement of 4 Samoans being in a world sport like UFC is an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
Even to get the 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It was Ty that lost there. I think he lost there.
Yeah, Bam got submitted.
Mm.
Man, it was crazy where that I can't remember the African, was it Angola or something like that? That guy, that fight? It wasn't the Kiwis. It was but when he was calling out Kai Kara for France, and then he called him and the CKB boys faggots. He said, "You and your faggot mates" or something like that. I was like, "Oh, bro, this guy's savage." Yeah, because he was saying Kai Kara was dodging him, but he was at the fight. He's like, "You at the fight? You won't fight me." And then you and your mates, blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, he probably should have just kept chatting with Kai Kara, But I don't know. It would have been good bringing in all those guys. But I feel like that was the fight of the night for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, they were going hard the whole time. Those two guys. But yeah, that was like surprising good fight.
Kai Kara France's game, his match got cancelled there.
Oh, he didn't fight, but someone else stepped in.
Okay.
In his place, yeah. But he was supposed to fight, yeah. That's why the other guy was calling him a pussy sort of thing, because he didn't fight. But he was at the fight. He was there watching. Yeah. But,
I remember he had I think it was last year when he won his fight, and he got a visit. And when Kai Kara France won his fight last year in America, he got a visit from Joe Burrow, the quarterback for Cincinnati Bengals. He didn't know who he was. Just some tall guy comes in to congratulate him and goes hi, and he was just normal about it. Like some tall guy come and shake his hand, and he was like, "Oh yeah, hi." And
Didn't he say that at the press conference?
And then press conference, and then the reporter comes up and says, "Oh, so man, do you know who that was?" There, he goes, "No, I don't know who that was." That's Joe Burrow.
Well, those guys are immersed into the UFC world, so they probably don't really even watch other sports and stuff too much, They're just watching film on fights and their opponents and things like that,
Yeah.
They ain't got time to watch the NFL.
Yeah. So, boys, we got anything else? Any other segments we got?
Maybe the FIA POKO. The FIA POKO.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Filippo, he posted up on the Facebook page, the NTL Clip Facebook page, a story about a guy from India trying to get into the country. He got stopped at customs for being suspicious. So they had to interview him, and in the interview, at that interview, they asked him questions about why he was wanting to come to to New Zealand, and he said some dodgy things. So actually, this story came out in the Herald, but it was actually came on TVNZ's program, the border control. And unfortunately, I can't play the video because it's taken off now. But this guy, if I read some of it, this guy he claims to come to New Zealand for 6 days, splitting his time between Auckland and Kaitaia. His bag was searched. He said he was taking a 6-day holiday. His time off from his fishing business, but he did not eat fish. He was scared of the water, and it was revealed that he saw. He was pretty nervous at the time, so that was the first suspicion. But it was answers to his interview. So he had an interview, and he talked about, and the interview said, "Well, where are you gonna stay?" And he said, "I'm gonna stay in Kaitaia." And he said because they had a big nightclub scene there. which
So you want
which
to check out the
unfortunately-
nightlife.
Yeah, he wants to check out the nightlife because they had a big nightclub scene there. Which unfortunately, that was the the answer that told the custom officials, "Oh nah, bro, nah, you're going back, bro. We're putting you straight on the plane, bro. You're going back." So my question to you guys, like, if you were in a situation where you're coming to a country and this happened to you, and if you were him, what would you have said? If they ask you what you're gonna do up in Kaitaia for 6 days?
It was before that. If no one's seen Far North, go and watch it, and then go find this article and then read it. Because it seems like this guy, obviously, would have seen the whole of Far North, went straight to the last episode, and decided, "I'm gonna come here." He's obviously thought his explanation out, because he must have said, "I'm going up north to Ahipara to check out the nightlife." The saddest part about him was that the guy who interviewed him was apparently from Ahipara.
Yeah.
And that's when he clicked and said, "Oh, hell no, there is no." Bro, if he was either thinking, "Okay, this guy must be trying to link up with some patch members," or he's obviously seen Far North where he's obviously trying to smuggle some drugs. Or feel like he's going to go find some drugs up there, unclaimed or unfound drugs.
Mm.
But man, if that was me, I'd probably just cry. That's all you can do is just cry. I think you get more sympathy when you cry. You know? It's like it becomes
Hey,
real
I
awkward
said-
for the officer. You know?
That was the tactic. I said that tactic before. Remember with the poly? That gets you out of everything.
Yeah.
Crying and
I would cry, and then I would say, "My dog needs an operation," something like that. You can't get wrong with the dog, man. All officers always have a soft spot for dogs. My dog needs an operation, man. I just come here for holiday. Stop thinking about my dog. It's gonna die. Gonna need an operation. The leg, need to cut it off the leg. Something like that. I'll probably put
How
on
about
a
you, Yash?
Jamaican accent.
What would have you said?
it's the surf. It's always the surf up those ways, isn't it?
Oh,
To get
but
some
you
sun and. Huh?
But that guy,
yeah.
he couldn't swim, mate.
Oh,
but they already knew he could have swum because he told them. That's how dumb you have to
Yeah.
be to tell them something. Like, how can you say, "Okay, your story is you're a fisherman," and then you go tell them, "Oh no, I don't like the sea." What?
when I read the article, I thought it was like more of a comic thing, because all the things, him being a fisher guy and he doesn't eat fish and he's scared of the water. I thought it was like a comic thing, but I don't know. Apparently it's real.
Yeah,
I want to see that episode of Border Patrol, man. I gotta watch it, eh?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a G up, but yeah.
Oh, sweet boys. Conscious of time again. We got 15 minutes to the game, so time to do some last words. Let's go. Yash, got any last words?
Winning is everything, man. If you're not first, you're last. Do everything, do whatever it takes. Win. That's me.
Nice. Go Newcastle.
Go Newcastle. No, go to the Wise. I want a championship here. I want a championship. I want to experience it in Auckland.
If the Wires, I'm sorry, if the Knights had a slogan like "Up the Wires," what would the Knights one be?
I always say I just want to do it for Newcastle. That was like a thing that and there's like a song. This game is our game. This town is our town. The Knights. Because I don't live there, I'm not as in tune with what's like a slogan at the moment. You know what I mean? Because they sort of you have to go off what's happening, in the culture there.
Yeah.
But do it for Newcastle off the top of my head.
Nice.
Oh man, I just wanted to make a shout out to the bro Ty, man. Like such a nice thing to have someone who tunes in from Melbourne, and it was tuned in when he went over to the UK, to Europe, and to Italy, and that, and was continually tuned in because the first thing he said to me was, "What happened to Ave?" So Ave, you owe Ty an episode before you gap it, bro. So man, shout out to that guy, man. Yeah, I got a semi sentimental last words, bro. So this is on the back of like a week of being real productive around the home and like trying to get stuff done. Even when you touched on your anxiety a couple of weeks ago, Cams, about not getting stuff completed, and I thought about it, and I was thinking to myself, man, and I saw something on Insta because I like screenshotting like little snippets of sayings. They come up on Insta. I don't know what the page is called. But I summed it up by thinking, man, how you felt in that moment when you felt the anxiety comes. But this little saying goes like this: everybody makes mistakes in life, but that doesn't mean that they have to pay for them for the rest of their lives. Sometimes good people make bad choices. It doesn't mean they are bad. It means they are human. So you're like, I know I'm not perfect, man, and sometimes I can get it really wrong, like with my time. And sometimes I end up doing something that I don't want to do. And I feel like, man, I should have just taken a step back and just thought about it or shared it with my wife and said, how important is it and does it need to be done now? So I think sometimes we can procrastinate and then we might do something that's uncomfortable just in order to get it done or not to hear what comes after that decision. But I just felt like reading that, I thought, man, don't be so hard on yourself. There's only 24 hours in a day, there's only so many days in a week. But if anything, man, pray about it. Prayer is a good thing, man. I know I haven't prayed for a while, but I'll be praying for my bro who's on his holiday. And shout outs to Manu and the work that he's doing with Dave at the moment. Shout outs to David Telly and the BBM family. But yeah, that's it from me, man. You know what it is.
Ciao, boys. I think my last words is gonna be, since I'm a sports fan, it's a good time of the year to get into some sports on TV because there's a lot right now. We got the Rugby Union World Cup going on in France. We got the NRL Finals footy going on. We got the WesWes fighting for their survival in 10 minutes. So I'm lucky we did this podcast online because we can just turn off and just go to the living room and watch the game.
Yeah,
So I'm thankful for that.
Ciao, boys.
But we've got that. NFL season started. This is weekend number 2. Last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers, my team I support, they got trashed by bloody San Francisco 49ers. And man, we got the Cricket World Cup happening next month as well. So a lot of sports, man. A lot of sports. NBA starts next month as well, or November. So looking forward to that, man. Just can't keep up. But excited to see. Go to Manu and up the wires. And thank you, boys, for coming on. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Jesus. Jesus.
Ciao, boys.